We continue with Longhorn Weekly, and you brought it up. You said commencement took place over the weekend at the University of Texas. You delivered the address at the law school commencement. How'd that go down? Everything all right?
That was fun. I think it's one of the things I said. You know, if you work hard and are passionate about your job, you never know what'll happen. Or, you know, someday even the law school dean might call you up and ask you to deliver the commencement address at the sunflower ceremony. And so we did it along with a good bit of help from a good friend of ours, Sam Hurt, who did a lot of the illustrations for us.
Did you really enjoy it? I mean, did you enjoy it? What's the message to law school graduates since you came through it?
Well, I think I just tried to talk about if you're going to do this for a profession, you really have to love it and work hard at it every day. As long as you like the law, that's a great place to be. You may find that you don't love it as much, but you keep working hard, and you never know where life will lead you. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. And I've got a lot of friends that are lawyers and stayed in the legal profession. I got others that are cartoonists or writers for the New York Times or beekeepers or other things out there. And sometimes you even wander over and become athletic directors at universities. So you never know where it's going to lead you. But enjoy it and have a little fun too.
There are always some really unique stories that come out of commencement with some of the student athletes. And some of the cases that came to mind for me, looking at a guy like Nathan Vasher, was just a tremendous All-American defensive back here in the early 2000s, played in the NFL, Pro Bowler, played in the Super Bowl. Kylie Doniak, who was just a very inspirational story with the unbelievable journey she had to go through with a horrific accident and to be able to come through that. DeMarco Cobbs, a current student athlete, the linebacker. Those are just three examples, I guess, that come to mind of the unique stories that come out of graduation.
Well, I think that's something we don't do a good enough job of focusing on. Everybody kind of gets caught up in talking about whether you won or lost, and the student athletes that may go on to play in the professional leagues. But 99.5% of our student athletes aren't going to play in the professional leagues. Even if you do go on to a professional career, your average career is less than 4 years. And so what we really need, I think, to be doing a better job of is telling the story of the nearly 500 student athletes that but for their college scholarship to play sports probably wouldn't have had the chance to go to a university, certainly wouldn't have been able to have a chance to go to it with the level of scholarship support that they have, to get the kind of support you get day in and day out from Randa Ryan and the folks in her shop, and get out of here with a degree from a really great university. And so we need to tell those stories more, focus on them more, and I think, focus on the great outcomes. You see sometimes some kids come in here who are student athletes from very difficult backgrounds, may not have had the best academic support in their high schools and junior highs, and they come in here, they get the kind of attention that we give them. They get out of here with a degree and hopefully go on to far greater outcomes, greater successes than they otherwise would have had they not come to the University of Texas.
You made a brief reference to it earlier, but since we're on the subject of academics, APR reports just released by the NCAA.
Yep. All
20 of the programs at UT hitting the mark, hitting the standards as well. We know how crucial and how important that is, but to have a 1,000 score for the football as well, I mean, those things, like you said, are a major part of what intercollegiate athletics has to be about today, isn't it?
Well, that's what we're about at UT. When the football team's got 1,000 APR and our current football coach is coming from the only other major school in the country that had 1,000 APR, it shows the dedication that we've got to supporting our student athletes academically. And that's who these kids are. They're student athletes. They're not minor leaguers. They're not soon to be pros. They're student athletes by and large. 99+% of them are not going to go on and play in the pros. As much success as we've had at the University of Texas in athletics over the years, we average a couple of 3 football players a year that may get to play at all in the pros. We average about 1 baseball player a year. We average less than a half a basketball player a year. And so when you look at those small numbers compared to the 500 student athletes that we've got every year, we need to keep in mind the rest of the 500 student athletes.